Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball, a very special episode. It's the free agency draft. Chris Rose, Trevor Plouffe, Jolly Olive. Let's cook. Dalton feeling. Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball, presented to you by SeatGeek. One of the best episodes we do here, the free agent draft. And make sure you guys go to SeatGeek, use code TALKIN10, 10% off any tickets. Maybe get ahead of it. Go buy some tickets. Maybe go see where a lot of these free agents will be playing next year. I was going to name drop, but I don't want to give away any of my picks. I don't want you guys to give away any of your picks. You guys should just go to SeatGeek, code TALKIN10, 10% off at SeatGeek. Wow. Things are already testy. Before we went live, we covered the spectrum of everything, and I'm sure we will on this episode as well. And honestly, I'm going to kick it off to Chris Rose, because Chris Rose, this is your baby to a degree. We've hijacked it a little bit between the trade deadline draft and this one, and you're our king. So please, Chris Rose.
Well, no. It's a team effort here. Big shout out to BBD, who's producing the episode, and Dalton Feely for providing all of the research. Dalton just crushed it. So here's the deal. It's an 8-round draft. It'll be a snake draft, just like your fantasy, right? So if the person puts somebody on a new team, you'll get 10 points if you nail that. If you got a correct match with your old team, it's only 5 points. It's not as exciting. If you pick the correct contract length, we're not doing dough, we're going to do contract length. You get an additional 5 points. If the player on the move is a former Rookie of the Year, MVP, Cy Young Award winner, you get 5 total points. So if you have Jose Abreu signing a 1-year deal to the Nationals, for instance, and that's what he gets, you don't get points from being Rookie of the Year and MVP, just one time. And if you get the player that played as an all-star last year, an additional 5 points. So there's a little emphasis on getting some stars on the move, some award winners. It's that simple. We do have an order of draft. You want to know how I ended up doing this?
I am excited to hear the draft order, Chris Rose.
Okay. It is a reverse length of finish for your favorite team. So, Trevor Plouffe, since your team did not make the playoffs last year, You're going to hit first.
His Dodgers won it all. What are you talking about?
You had a great opportunity there.
He's allegedly a Twins fan, so he gets to go first.
I am a Twins fan.
I get to go second because my Guardians only won one game in the league championship series. Yeah. Jolly, you get to go third because your team won 2 games in the LCS. And then Jake, you get to go fourth and then fifth because your Yankees made it all the way to the World Series. Yeah, do we have a question?
Congrats, man.
Great World Series.
I'd rather not make the playoffs than have a 5th inning like the Yankees had in the World Series.
We're doing
I want to
this?
put that out there.
Are we doing
This
this?
Monday's happening. Okay, good.
Did you hear Greg Olson rip on you guys during the
Cheap
game?
shot. That was a low blow.
No, Aaron Judge he ripped on.
It's content. Great. I love that draft order. I'll be last. Coming off of my, just winning the trade draft again, but whatever.
I wasn't there.
I guess that's how it kind of works. If you win it all, you get the worst pick. The one thing I was going to throw out that I guess I'm open to a veto because you just laid out the rules. I was going to take Kershaw off the board. I can't have someone doing a Kershaw to the Dodgers pick. I think that
was weird.
That's the only one I want to take off the board.
Because is that like 20 points for just the easiest pick of the draft?
It'd be 15 points. Former award winner back to his old team and a 1-year deal. So I guess that, you know what my first
Definitely
pick
had that in my
was?
back pocket, by the way. I had that.
No way.
It was
Ready
my
to
first
go.
pick.
Game in the game. It's not in the spirit of the game. It's not in the spirit.
That's too easy, Chris Rowe. You don't want those points.
You want to win that way?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't win anything. I don't win anything.
Hey,
I need to. No, but you're right. It's fair.
Okay.
I think we can handshake, right? We can.
Yeah, all in
handshake,
favor of not having Kershaw drafted, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Bloop wants him in.
He's Trev's,
The eyes
he's
have
Trev's last pick then. Done.
I love elections. This is the best.
I think Trev wants a recount. Right?
It's just topical.
Yeah, is there a recap?
Well, with that then, Trev, look at this. You're on the board, on the clock.
I wasn't really ready to pick first. I have a guy that I think I have a good lock on where he's going to go, but I don't know if he's won. He's been an all-star. Is that one of the awards?
It is.
Yeah.
5 points.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
Well,
I'm
he had to have been an all-star last year.
Oh, I don't think he was. So it's all last year. It can't be former Cy Young. Can't be former.
No, it can be former award winners, but all-star
good
last
thing
year.
we-
All-star
rules.
just last year. That's okay. I'm just getting some clarification, Jolly.
He's
Okay,
doing it for
look.
the people, Jolly.
of course,
He's
of
clarifying for the
Yeah.
listeners.
My bad.
Freaking you and your haircut need to relax.
Okay. Okay.
All right, I'm going to start with my guy, who once we had beef for about 5 minutes, and then we squashed it. Now we're best parenting buddies. Two former third basemen just chopping up ball
Where's Jimmy
all day
Clausen going?
long. It's not Jimmy Clausen, although shout out JC, my guy. Did Alex Bregman win any awards last year? I don't think he did. Gold Glove.
Doesn't count.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Okay. I'm taking Alex Bregman with my number one pick because I feel like I have a beat on where he's going to go.
Mm.
I am going to put him on the Detroit Tigers.
This was my top pick, Trev. Damn,
Oh.
good job.
I just think it makes sense. I think that this is something the Tigers need. I think that the Hinch Bregman thing, I actually don't even know what their relationship is like, but I have them, working together again in my mind. And because he is 31 years old, I'm actually going to give him quite a lengthy contract. I'm going to give him 6 years with the Tigers and probably some sort of mutual option for a 7, but guaranteed 6 years. That'll be my number one pick.
Okay.
Nice, Trev.
Good.
Love that pick a lot, Trev.
Mm. All right. I'm going to shoot my shot early. I've got a guy who's changing teams, so I want to go for 10 points. I've got a guy that's a former Cy Young Award winner. I believe he was an all-star last year as well. So Corbin Burns, welcome to the Metropolitans
Hey!
for the
This
next
one,
6
too.
years.
This
That's
my
good
one,
news,
too.
Jolly.
It's
That's
great
good
news.
news.
Jolly,
It's great
congratulations.
news.
Wow. Are you happy?
Are you happy?
I'm a happy camper. Absolutely.
Do you believe in that pick?
I'm being apprehensive. I'm being cautious because who knows? A lot of teams are going to spend money this offseason. We're going to name a lot of teams in this draft, but that is one of the picks I had in my top 2.
Going to your Mets?
Going to my Mets, yes.
But stop saying this for every pick, by the way.
I'm going to continue to say
you
this
can have
for-
your own picks.
No.
Okay.
It's a hive mind at John Boy Media, right? Just feeding to
You're
each
up,
other's
by the
thoughts.
way. How
I
many
am
years, Chris?
Yeah,
6 years. I said 6 years.
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trev and Rose loved your picks. Those were kind of the big names I was going to go for, so I guess I'll get kind of funky. I'll get creative here. I have this guy going to a new team. We did not see much of him last year, but the bits that we did see were very good until he got injured. Shane Bieber is on the market. I think he would have commanded a lot more had he had a full healthy season, but it is a pitching laden market. A lot of pitchers are going to get big boy deals. And I think a team can find a Shane Bieber for maybe a little bit less than like your Blake Snell, Max Fried, all that stuff. I have him reuniting with his old pitching coach where he won the Cy Young in 2020. I have him going to the San Diego Padres to hook up with Ruben Niebla. And they have 2 spots in their rotation available. I don't think they want to go into the year with Randy Vasquez and Matt Waldron, at the back end. I think they want to find a better option there. And I think they're operating on a tighter budget in the post-Seidler era. They already said they want to cut back on payroll a little bit. This could be like the one big move they make to really shore up their pitching again. So it just felt like a good fit, and I didn't get my top 2 picks, so I'll go there. And
How many
I have
years?
him getting a 4-year deal.
Whoa.
Wow.
A guy who's not going to pitch half the year getting a 4-year deal.
I think we'll be surprised at the length of some of these pitcher contracts.
I'm already surprised.
How about a double whoa out of the baseball today, boys? That was nice.
Yeah. I mean,
You guys
4
are-
years right there.
Look at his
I hope
track
so
record,
for
man.
Shane's. I wouldn't mind if the Padres did that. I think more teams should take on. If I was a team giving a pitcher some time, especially a guy coming back from injury, like you can give him some extra years, take off some AAV, and just give him an extra year. Like
That's
especially
sort
a guy
of the
with
thinking
Shane
I had
Bieber's.
with that, because I think you can offer him that higher end deal, but that's not really what the Padres do. They're known for pretty lengthy contracts, and they just don't really have, I think, the bread right now.
Let me ask you this, though, Plouffe. Don't you think he's going to go shorter deal because he wants the shorter deal to reestablish his market?
That's the alternative for him. But I think if he got a guaranteed 4 years, I think guys that are coming off of injuries, sometimes, that sounds like, I'm going to reestablish myself. But also he's like, I spent my entire life. Like, I just want to make sure like I'm good. And if I can get secure my family for the rest of their lives with this contract, I'll probably take it.
And he's having a baby.
It just enters your mind.
That's nice.
Congrats to the Biebers.
Yeah, but you know what sucks? He's not on my team.
Yeah.
Guys, not one of you guys said that. Rose, are you okay?
Oh.
Where's the love?
I already felt like you came to terms with it.
Yeah, it feels like when he went down, it was kind of like we'll see you, Shane. I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Guardians picks coming up in this draft, though, right?
Don't. Come on.
All right, funny guy. You're mocking me already.
Yeah.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Jake. Juan Soto to the Yankees.
Yeah,
Here we
let's
go.
get to the meat and potatoes. You guys did great. And I'm going to take with my first pick this Blitzball Battle 5 pregame clip. Get ready. It's going on our Warehouse Games, and get ready for this game coming up.
Blitzball Battle 5. We got the defending champion McFlurry Power taking on hook, line, sinkers. And I think the biggest question is, can anybody score off of Colin Stone?
That's the biggest question. Colin Stone won everything last tournament. He's got every pitch you can draw up. He can move it all over the place. Or will you rely on having to get the praying mantis to give up some runs?
The last guy that he gave up runs to is actually somebody he'll be facing, Dan Canobio.
Wow.
When you haven't participated in the warehouse,
She gets a little shady.
prediction time.
I don't want to scare you here as I pick McFlurry Power, but Colin has just gotten better because since BB4, he's been playing in that professional Blitzball League with the Team Como guys. Hard to pick against the defending champs.
I'm also going to pick McFlurry Power.
But I think that old man Dan is going to surprise us. K-Mac admitted to us, I don't like facing Dan Canobio. We will see you later today for Game 4 of Blitzball Battle 5.
All right. Now we can actually do it. Make sure you tune into that on our Warehouse Games YouTube channel. I had an epiphany this morning. Early. Took Noodle on a walk to Central Park. Excited for this. So what's going on with my guy Blake Snell? You know, I want the points in these drafts. And he came back in the second half and he did it again. I saw there was a stat in the last 2 years that after July 1st, his ERA is like 1.29 in starts or something like that.
24-6. His team is.
I think there's a team that's going to miss out on some of these big fish. I think they're bringing a wallet to free agency, but they're a little scared by some of these final prices. I think the Baltimore Orioles are going to go and get Snell. Maybe they lose out on Corbin Burns to the Mets. Maybe Max Fried's price tag gets up there that you're like, hey, I can still get my Cy Young guy with maybe 2 less years than Corbin Burns. So I'll put Blake Snell in for 4 years to the Baltimore Orioles. He knows the AL East. Why not?
I like it.
I don't see them doing that.
Ooh.
You don't think they're going to spend?
I hope with new ownership that they do. I've been begging him for years, so maybe that's the turning point here. Also, I think he's going to get more than 4 years, but I don't know.
I think
This is his last contract, I think, and I think he's going to want to try to get as many years as possible too. Although I am kind of I don't know.
I don't
the
know.
Big pitchers that are going to demand the AAV like he's going to. I think teams are balking at 6-7 years with them. I
don't know. I was, because this starting pitcher market, I know we've talked about it a little bit, but every time I look at it, it gets a little juicier, man. There's going to be a lot of these teams fighting for these guys. And no spoilers, but I think there's going to be some more people at the party this year. I think the Nationals are going to be spending a little bit. I'm expecting to see them. Enough of that. I'll do flipping the draft back around. This one's just fun. I'm a content man. And I like the points. Justin Verlander.
Oh.
I'm coming home. Coming home. The Detroit Tigers, baby. They've got
You
juice.
set us all up.
This is crazy.
They've got juice,
No
man. It's
chance.
1 year.
No way.
They have one starting pitcher. Why not bring back the king, run it back, and if they're bad, trade them to Houston again or whatever. Verlander 1 year Detroit.
Why is
No way.
everybody shaking their head? I know why I'm shaking my head. Why are you, Plouffe?
I just don't think that Justin Verlander wants to go back to Detroit.
Take his private plane every weekend, golf wherever he wants, dude.
No, I think he wants to be either, I don't know, a big market, LA or New York or something like that. I just don't think going back to the AL Central is something that Justin Verlander's going to do.
I think it's Houston or retire, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, Houston, LA, New York. LA maybe because he wants to get a head start
I
on his
don't think it'll be New
broadcasting. Him
York.
and Tom Brady are going to hang out.
Oh, yeah. That's already been lined up.
But you know what? That's Jake. You said you're a content guy. It's a content pick.
I like
love
it.
I love
Was that a content
Go
pick? That was
Tigers.
like snooze. That was
Absolutely.
snooze fest.
Oh, come
my
on.
God.
Such a hater.
Okay.
Such a hater.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Jolly.
How far are we going to let the top free agent fall? Because I don't think I'm taking him here. I'm just putting that out there. You know?
Roki?
Okay. We're going to move on from there. Jake took my next team in just kind of passing. Didn't really use it. But, yeah, I have the Nationals opening up the checkbook. They got $40 million coming off their books. Most notably, Patrick Corbin is finally going to be off their payroll, so they have a lot of money to spend. They kind of feel like they have a window with Dylan Cruz and James Wood and those guys. I think they want to bulk up their lineup. But I think they can be kind of conservative with the way they spend. And I thought this is one of the ones that I have a lot of confidence in. It's not one of the biggest names in free agency, but I feel like for a guy switching teams, this one makes a ton of sense. I have Gold Glove winner and Minnesota Twins legend and Trevor Plouffe friend, Carlos Santana, going to the Nationals on a 1-year deal. I think it makes a lot of sense in terms of both power and defense and veteran leadership. They have a ton of young guys, and I think having someone like Carlos Santana who's that experienced around could be very beneficial to them. Their defense at first base was pretty shoddy last year. They had a -2 OAA combined at first base, and they have spots available between first base and DH and corner outfield. Like, they can move guys around and create space for Santana. And I just think, I don't know, I can picture him in the uniform. And they had one of the lower offensive outputs at first base of any team last year. They were bottom 5, and he had a great year. And I think Santana's going to keep playing until people stop offering him 1-year deals. And I think it makes a lot of sense over there. Give me Santana in the nation's capital.
It's good. I like that.
Trevor,
I like it a ton. You're a Talking Baseball listener, confirmed, because we talk about if they pay, we play with the Santanas. And I do like that you talked about his mentorship with a younger team like the Nationals. I think that's a great pick. Love me some Carlos Santana.
And Trev was probably going to bring up the Nats OAA at first base last year, too. So I'm glad you got to it before him.
I had a lot of gross Bregman stats. I was ready to hear that. And then Trev just kind of took it. We moved on. I got so much here. I got so much.
So, Jolly, you're going to want to pay attention here.
Uh-oh.
You going
I'm
only
playing
Mets?
I'm playing the old even Steven game with the New York Mets. So I add, but I taketh away.
Who's going?
Goodbye, Pete.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Pete. He's leaving. So the question is, where does he fit best? Because he doesn't bring you anything other than maybe 40 homers a year, which is still pretty good.
Oh,
you know?
What about white boy swag? Come on.
Okay, great. I don't know where that fits in a category statistically.
Does he have swag?
Oh,
But-
boy.
He's like dorky swag,
Yeah.
you know, a little bit of the polar bear. So where would a polar bear go?
Yes.
I am going to send him as close to Alaska as I can get him, because the Seattle Mariners need
No way.
somebody from the right side that can produce a little bit, like enough with the trading back for Mitch Haniger and selling that to your fan base. I'm going to bring in a guy who's got the most homers of anybody in this free agent market, Pete Alonso, former Rookie of the Year, an all-star last season. I don't know how he got in the game, but he got in it. He is going to get a 5-year deal with the Seattle Mariners. I'll see you up there in the Pacific Northwest, Pete.
Let's go.
This was one of the teams I had for Pete, but like I can't visualize it. I don't know.
Hey, we're shooting for winning 53% of our games, guys.
Okay.
And
Let's do it.
Are you guys ever going to let them live that down?
I think it was 54%.
It is 54%.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Trev.
Didn't mean to shortchange
Yeah. And you know what? The Mariners did have a right-handed power hitting bat in their lineup in Teoscar freaking Hernandez, if you recall.
Well,
Segue?
except
I
thought it was a good
he
idea to give him to
he
the
played for
Dodgers
the
and let him-
Dodgers. Yeah.
Is that a segue?
2023.
Trev?
Yeah.
I'm not taking Teoscar. I'm actually probably going to go with a couple of my buddies. And man,
Here we go.
could you like going into this? Did the Detroit Tiger fans think that 3 out of the first 8 picks were going to go to them?
Oh, no.
You're going
Because
to
my
Tigers
guy
again?
Jack Flaherty, I think, is going back.
Oh,
So I think this doesn't count.
This is
Inside- is
insider
this
knowledge.
insider
This
trading?
is
Whoa.
not the spirit of the
No,
game.
I've talked about this. I've talked about this on Talking Baseball. This is not inside. I guess I should preface this by saying he's not said anything to me. And guess what? I don't know if this is going to happen. But in having conversations with him and things he said in the media, he had a great time in Detroit. He loved working with them. He found success again. I mean, this was one of his best years he's had in a long time. Strikeout to walk ratio, strikeouts in general were up with him. And we thought that part of his game had kind of left. And all of a sudden, here he is. I think there's something to be said about being comfortable somewhere and knowing and feeling like you can go there and have success when you're a free agent. I think there will be suitors for Jack, but I think we talk about this all the time. Like Detroit has 4. I mean, let's just say 3 spots up for grab. I'll give Cater a spot in the rotation, and I guess 2 spots.
Yeah,
they have pitching they have pitching needs there, and I think they worked with him. They understand the kind of guy he is. It meshed well. I think he's going to go back. Now, the length of the deal is interesting to me. I don't think this is like a 6-year deal thing. I just don't think teams are going to give that for pitchers. I just don't see that unless you're Sasaki. So I'll stick with a lower. I'll go 4 years here with the Detroit Tigers. And maybe even 3 years with an opt out. Let me change it to 3 years.
Okay.
3 years with like an opt out or something like that. So what does that mean? Can I say 4 years for that? Is that right? If I get 3 years and an opt out?
I'd take 3 years.
Yeah.
Let's go 3 years.
3 years. Can't wait.
I just think it
4
makes
years.
sense for them. Like Jack's not like he's not in the top tier of AAV earners in the free agent class, but I think he brings a top of the rotation presence there at probably 20 a year. I could see this being like a 4-year 80, maybe pushing a 4-year 90 there. And I think that the Tigers are interested in something like that. So I'll take him.
Pairing him up with Verlander, the old bull and the young calf. I love it.
No,
I love it.
I don't know where that pick came out of. I mean, I'm down.
Okay.
I am going to take Juan Soto now.
Oh.
I think people are probably like, "What are they going to take
Third
Juan Soto?"
round, Juan
I'm going to
Soto.
take Juan Soto now. I still haven't decided where he is going to go yet
My God.
because it's crazy.
That's part of the show.
Thank you. I will give Juan Soto 12 years.
Mm.
You think it's higher than 12 years?
Oh no, I'm pointing to Jake.
No.
That's all.
Oh.
I'm going to put him back on the Yankees.
Yeah.
I think if they don't sign him, like, it's not going to be good for that franchise. I think that, like, if they don't sign Juan Soto, they might start trying to trade Aaron Judge. Like, they need to figure it out there. Chris, what's that team without Juan Soto on it? Tell me.
I agree. I mean,
They
they'd
had
have
it the
to
year
make-
before last year.
I know they'd
They
have
didn't
to
make the
make other
playoffs,
moves.
dude.
Other moves. There's no question. Do you think
If they
my
don't have
question
Juan
is-
Soto, they are in a dead area, purgatory, if you will.
Who are you
They
guys
don't know
talking
what
about right
direction
now?
to go. Juan Soto has to go back to the Yankees, and if not, and like I'm rooting for chaos always, dude. If Steve Cohen goes out and just plops that big old thing on the table and says, "Let's go," I'd be all for it. But I'm just saying, I feel like
What do you say?
he's the biggest need for the Yankees is bringing him back. So I'm going Yankees.
I agree, Trev. Good pick.
Yeah. Is it better for baseball if he stays with the Yankees or leaves the Yankees?
I think I like him on the Yankees for like storylines.
Yeah, I think he fits. I think
it's
well.
best if he's in New York in some capacity. That's what I'll say.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Nice spin, Jolly.
Thanks, man.
All right,
Hey,
I'm
Nice
up.
pick, Trev.
Yeah.
Got some venom in your eyes, man.
I've got an
Go to that
all-star
place.
from last season on the move. Anthony Santander. I think he's one of the more interesting free agents available because 40 home run pop, both sides of the plate, great arm, but can't cover a lick of ground in the outfield. So I don't think teams know exactly what they're getting. Are they paying for a DH right now, or what is he? But I think that the Kansas City Royals are willing to find out over the next 4 years because they've got a ton of vacancies in their outfield. Like the fact that they made the playoffs and that they pressed the Yankees a little bit with virtually zero production out of the outfield amazed me. And this is a guy that, they were heavy on just 3 dudes in that lineup. This will lengthen that lineup, and he's still young enough where I think he could be productive for the next several years.
Interesting.
Okay.
I
like the idea of him and Sal in the shower together, just like, all right.
That's what I was thinking
Did you
when
hit
I
a
put
homer
it
tonight?
together.
Yeah. Did you? Yeah. All right, cool.
I've been joking for a while, Rosie. I think Santander goes to Toronto. I think division. I think Toronto. There's a little bit of a Canada tax that you might have to throw that extra year. We saw it with like George Springer and his free agency, Ryu. That I think Santander's an awesome sign, but he's going to scare teams a little bit. The low on base percentage this year, he can't really play defense. I like them trying to build something with Vladdy and Bichette, but Royals would be awesome. Trevor?
Yes, Trevor.
Sidebar, you brought up George Springer's name. I was out to dinner with some ladies the other night. Olivia and our friends and whatever. Okay, but every once in a while gets brought up about my hot boy list, which I need to do another one. And so I brought it up and I had a list of a whole host of hot dudes from Major League Baseball. The only one that the girls agreed on was George freaking Springer. And I'm like, I'm not even sure if he's on the list anymore, girls. But they were adamant about it. So shout out George Springer, man. You got the juice.
Okay.
Do you do a coworkers hot boy list too?
Yeah.
How'd that discussion go
Quick
at the
ranking.
table?
Oh, I mean, to rank right here?
Yeah.
Well, I don't just do looks. It's about contract status, about ability, all that stuff. Chris, you wouldn't make the list. You'd be a sugar daddy. I'd mark you as sugar daddy. You're off the list, but you're on the list. Yeah.
Off the list?
Yeah.
All right, Joe.
Yeah, it's Santander going to the
backfired.
Nationals. So great points, everyone. Great point.
Springer.
I have a Royals pick, but I guess I'll save it because I don't want to do back-to-back Royals. So we'll pocket that. Santander in that Kaufman outfield has got me a little worried. That's a DH, I think. Okay. I haven't been a homer yet. I even agreed with Trev when he sent Soto to the Yankees. I think that is what's going to happen. But I will indulge on my third pick. I think the lock of all locks to re-sign for any free agent is Sean Manaea coming home to the New York Mets. He stated outwardly that he would take a lesser deal to come home. He said it wouldn't be hard to negotiate that deal. He had, tears in his eyes when asked about leaving after the NLCS wrapped up. I just think it makes sense. The Mets are going to go after a big fish for one of the starting pitching, but they still need someone in the middle, and Sean Manaea really stepped in as the ace when that's not really the role I think anyone thought he was going to fill. So if you have him, Senga, and then one of these big fish between Burns, Snell, Fried, whatever, the Mets rotation looks really good next year, and they have a lot of money to spend on that rotation. So I'm going to give him a 4-year deal. I think he's earned that for sure. I think he falls in line with maybe 70 to 80 million dollars. I think he had just coming off his best season, but a lot was discovered between the Chris Sale delivery and the sweeper and all that stuff. So I think, it was a good match from the start, and I see no reason to not keep it going. Give me Sean Manaea back in the blue and orange.
He's good. He's going to be a fun one to watch. I think of the not bona fide aces, I think he's the number one guy that I think a lot of teams are like, hey, let's bring in Sean Manaea.
A lot of teams to be on him.
I think if he waits, like that number, like the 4 for 80, that could go up because, you don't know what's going to happen with these top end guys, but Sean Manaea, he's somewhere in the middle and you could get great value out of him.
Okay, Jal.
He's a Dodger.
Stop. Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not. Don't say that. That hurt. That was mean.
I keep saying it. I'm obsessed with these pitchers, so I want to make sure I get a couple hitters. I like to balance things out. And there's one more big fish out there. Willy Adames, man, shortstop, kind of put together a monster year. The age sits well. Sure, he might have to slip over to third or second, depending on how some of the future years look, but he's going to be fine at shortstop for a couple. And, man, it was funny going through the teams. A couple of the big boys are going to be in on him. Like, there's Trev's Dodgers.
I know exactly where you're putting him. I know exactly
Where's he going?
Where
Where am I putting him? Huh? Let's say it on the count of three.
Okay.
I like this.
3.
1.
Oh, yeah, I should have said. I started with 3. You do it, Rosie.
1, 2, 3.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's
That
go.
was
It was the only spot when you look at the Braves lineup and dude, Arcia, he gave them some great season and then kind of not. It's the only part you look at the team and you're like, that's the only thing. I'll go Willy Adames for 6.
You think he's sticking at shortstop?
I think he's got at least, like 3 years. Like, I don't know. I think he went from like the second best shortstop to the 12th best, which in 1 year of defense, I don't know, is what it is. And yeah, everyone has to move off short at some point, but the Braves are going to be
Riley
back.
is signed until 2032.
I think Ozzy's like options are starting to get, and I know Braves fans don't want to hear this part of it. Bring in Willy Adames, Braves fans will like that. It's there or the Dodgers, right?
Or back
Like
to
the
Milwaukee.
Padres? Padres have to be
way
fit.
on Milwaukee.
He said he would take a lesser deal.
No.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
I don't think
that's
he said
great
that.
to
Can we
say.
be nice to the Brewers fans? I mean, Jesus. At least
Joey
pretend.
Ortiz will have
Just
7
pretend
WAR next year, and
for
they'll
a
be
second,
they'll be
guys.
fine.
By the way, lost a little bit, Jake, in your selection here is the fact that will there be a more fun shortstop second baseman pairing on and off the field than Adames and Ozzy Albies?
I don't think so.
Like that could
What,
be.
what does that mean off the field?
Unless-
What are you
No, I'm talking about like
I
just.
mean, you were talking about showers before,
Yeah.
so you should
yeah,
know.
I mean,
Yeah.
right.
I love
No, I'm
shots.
talking about like
that's part of the
enjoying
game.
baseball. Like it would be on the field, but like fun guys frolicking together in the dugout.
Hang
I
on.
gumy it would just be if Joey
What?
Wendell gets a second base job somewhere next
You
year.
gotta-
Who
you
does
gotta
he
go.
pair
Good point.
with?
Obviously.
Good point.
My wraparound pick is brought to you by Corona Extra. Been a couple Corona picks. Corona, the beer that pairs perfectly with baseball. It's for the fan that never loses. Your team doesn't win every night. Sometimes a Corona Extra can help with that. When your team does win, sometimes a Corona Extra can help with that. Corona is all about finding maximum amount of joy. Think about that. With every moment of the game, win or lose, home or on the road. So cheers to everyone who loves the game beyond the scoreboard. Corona for the fans who never lose. Get yours at ordercorona.com. 21 plus, relax responsibly. Corona Extra beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. And speaking of Chicago, I'm not going there.
Oh.
I'm actually going to go to another fan base I'm very close with. And I don't think they're going to learn from their mistake because I think it's a very different situation. Paul Goldschmidt is a free agent first baseman. He played like every day this year. He's He's got a lot of rings around his tree. That's not the phrase. But I think Paul Goldschmidt, if he could play a $125 games next year, I think he could tick up a little bit. I think it's down to my Yankees, but I think they lose out to the Houston Astros. He's from the area. I think when I think of Paul Goldschmidt, do I think of New York or Houston? I think a little more Houston. And man, he's, get a chance to win a division, go chase a ring, and a perfect stopgap for them and for Paul. So 1 year to Houston.
I like it.
Nice.
We've talked about this a lot. That's
Makes sense,
they're
right?
looking to fill a need. If you put him on that team around those guys, the winning, I like it a lot.
I don't.
Oh.
Because I think they've done the aging first baseman thing. They saw the end of Yuli's career. They tried Jose Abreu, which
don't look.
Hold
I
on.
love Yuli and Abreu,
This is
but
valid. I'm with
Paul
Rose.
Goldschmidt's a different breed.
why is he any different? Jose Abreu, we both thought
I love
was an
Jose
amazing signing down in Houston. We were like, oh my God, that's the signing of the offseason. And nothing has blown up more in a team's face than that one. It's virtually unprecedented to see a guy fall off the cliff as badly as he did. I'm curious whether or not they're going in those meetings. Hey, look at the year Goldschmidt had in St. Louis. Are we sure that he's still got the bat speed? Like, are we 100% sure? I don't. That's what I think.
Yeah. I see all of it. I don't play him every day. And I think you can get the results and they'll be there in October. But no, it's definitely them playing with fire again, that if they do it again and it doesn't work, little egg on their face.
Yeah.
But I love my Astros, so.
And they love you.
Yes.
And this company.
Yes.
Is that the wraparound?
Yeah.
That was the wraparound.
Let's see it,
Nice.
y'all.
Yeah, I got a couple names floating here. I got my back end guys that I don't think anyone's gonna pick, so I'm gonna save them, and we're gonna audible a little bit here. We have not picked a team, if I'm looking at this correctly, from the National League Central. Yes, I don't think we've done that. So here's what I'll say: you guys all scoffed at the Brew Crew.
What does that mean?
Means that we haven't put a team. We haven't put anybody.
You didn't even let me finish the statement, Trev.
Okay.
Keep up.
Oh my
Not that hard.
goodness.
Jesus.
Do you know who plays in the National League Central, bro?
Oh, I'll tell you, Trev. I'll tell you.
Okay.
A team that used to run the National League Central year in and year out, they would find a way to win, whether it was developing talent or bringing in outside guys. And they have a really important offseason coming up. The Cardinals have not won the National League Central in a while. And I think that they're in a good position to do so next year because, one, they have $40 million coming off their books ready to spend, and they need pitching. And they tried to do it last year with some older cats. It didn't quite work out. I do have them trying that formula again, but I think with a much better option. Proven winner is what they need in there. So I have Nate Eovaldi going to the Cardinals on a 2-year deal. I think they need to shore up their rotation a little bit, give someone a legitimate number 2 option behind Sonny Gray. They have the money to spend on an older guy. I don't think they want to commit to one of the big fish because that's just not really how they've operated in past off seasons. And I think they have a better time filling out their lineup and not spending the money there rather than relying on the pitching depth in their organization. Plus, the Brewers have taken over, man. It's time to go. We need to, have a big offseason in St. Louis. I think this is one of the smaller moves they can make to make their team a lot better. So Nate Eovaldi to the Cards.
I love me some Nate Eovaldi. I want him on the Twins.
Okay.
I tried to get them
Trade
to trade
deadline,
for him.
right?
I thought
Yeah.
he would have been the best pitcher for that rotation. But if you guys are talking about Paul Goldschmidt and Houston already did that, I feel like St. Louis already kind of did that kind of sign. They've been doing those kinds of signs. So I don't think that'll be enough to put him over the
it's a supplemental
hump,
move.
But
I
love me some Nate Dogg.
My
I
only
do.
sneaky shower thought with Nathan Eovaldi was go get that new Braves fountain of youth they got going on. I don't know.
I just think they're going to bring back Charlie Morton. So that kind of just
always.
So that just kind of takes that spot. up.
He's not allowed. You're not allowed to draft him either.
Yeah, he should be.
He's
Leaked
off.
pick.
He's off.
Gentleman's no one says him.
Well, now, do I want to get booed by you guys or not? That's my question with this pick.
Let's get the booze out.
Well, you talked earlier, Plouffe, about, or no, it was Jake that did this, that brought Justin Verlander back to Detroit. And I don't think that's the right guy to go after, in part because I don't think he was very good at the end of last season. He had some where he was like, okay. But I think that Max Scherzer still has something to offer the Detroit Tigers.
Oh my God.
I really do.
Same
Oh
pick. It's the same
God.
pick. It's the exact same pick.
God.
So,
No way.
right. I think that Jake made the mistake of picking the wrong guy back to Detroit. So what are you shaking your head at, Plouffe?
There's no way.
you guys let me. I'm the Tigers guy. You guys are trying to jump in on it. What's going on here?
Well, because this
I
one makes
faced both
sense.
of these guys on the Tigers.
Oh,
that was a
here we
long
go.
time ago.
Yeah.
Max
You think
Scherzer can
they're not
still
coming
pitch.
back. I'm sorry, guys. They're not.
Oh yeah, he's coming back. He's coming back, and he's signing a nice 1-year deal. It's going to be an amazing press conference. They'll do a side-by-side from like his first game ever as a Tiger after he got traded up there from Arizona, and now here in 2024 as a World Series champion, as one of the great contracts in baseball history that he signed with the Nationals, as a multi-time Cy Young Award winner. It's going to be phenomenal. Can't wait for it.
The more he went, the more out I got on that.
Powerful. Trev, I know you're thinking those old dogs, they want the big city teams and the
He
contenders.
doesn't care.
I just think they
No,
both-
I don't think that Max Scherzer wants the big city teams. I don't think that's necessarily what he's thinking. I think like hometown means a lot, closer to their hometown. I think no state income taxes means a lot. Like that, those are the things
Right.
that enter their mind at the end of the career.
I think Scherzer, for me, I think he can go anywhere because, like Rosie said, like he was still twirling it last year. JV, I don't. If he wants to be in the Dodgers, their rotation has a lot of bodies. They're not gonna do the Mets.
Yeah, I don't
again,
think
and
he's a Dodger
The
either.
Yankees
No.
don't really have the budget for it, so I don't
Come
know.
on to Minnesota, boys. Let's go. We need some guys in that rotation. I'll take both of those guys.
What's the sell? Freeze your ass off for a team that won't spend? I mean, what's the
Yeah, I
sell
don't know.
job
I
on
don't
that
like
one?
the AL
Please
Central
stop.
bad
Please
blood
stop.
here.
That's don't be mean to my
We
twins.
need that
okay?
Tony Reale mute button.
Ah,
Trev.
All right. So I've kind of I didn't have this on my board, but I've kind of stumbled into it while we were having these discussions. And if you didn't know, the Milwaukee Brewers won their second straight Team Gold Glove award. They value run prevention there in the great state of Wisconsin. That's what they do.
so Glaber's going to be a Brewer?
I am not putting Glaber there. At the same time,
Sorry.
we've had talks about, can you guys make a freaking offensive splash? Can you please bring somebody in that you can pair with these guys? You're losing Adames. That was a big offensive part of your lineup. You need to figure out a way to get some power back into that lineup. But we can't have just some slugger who can't field his position. Right? This is not what they do there. And we also can't have a lengthy contract because that's not what they do there. So, my guy, Christian Walker, is going to head back, or not back. He's going to head to Milwaukee to pair up. He wants to win. I feel like it's like not that different of a kind of organization than the D-backs. I think they will offer him like maybe a higher AAV for lower years. I want to give him 3 years. I do, but I don't know if the Brewers will do that. I will. Christian Walker, 3 years to the Milwaukee Brewers. This is kind of like fan fiction porn for me. Like I want to see this happen. I don't know. I think there's going to be other teams. I think the Yankees are probably going to be in on him.
Write that down.
There's going to be some teams that are in. But I like this. I like this fit a lot, so I'm putting it out there in the universe.
My only thing with that, Mr. Reese Hoskins,
Yeah,
believe is going to
DH.
be there next year. So are you clogging up your DH spot whole year?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Dude, these guys need bats, and again, you can put a guy like Christian Walker who can field his position and just add on to what they already have there. I just think it fits in a bunch of ways.
I'll say if Reese Hoskins isn't there, the fit is like perfect in my opinion. I just don't know what they do with him. Maybe they trade him or something.
I think you could look to trade. You could look to be flexible at your DH position and kind of rotate in and out. I think you want to add a guy like Christian Walker to your roster if you're the Royals, because again, it just matches like their free agent profile. They're not going to spend a bunch of money. They're not going to give long-term deals out. And I think he's a guy that's going to, he kind of fits that mold right there. So I'm putting it out there. I would love to see it.
Seawalk to Milwaukee. They flip Reese to the Mets after Alonso signs in Seattle.
Can you shut his mic?
Oh, yeah. He and
Stuff
Jeff
off?
McNeil could be locker mates. That'd be awesome.
Oh my gosh!
That
I have to
Trevor-
pick one more
This is
right
a
here.
bully.
Yeah,
pick.
you need one more.
That Trevor Plouffe fan fiction was brought to you by Hims. Hims. You ever feel like you need a little boost, huh? It's time to
Send me
stop
some stuff, Hims.
Stop worrying about your performance and get Hims so you can feel confident knowing what you can get it up and keep it up. Hello. Whenever you are in the mood, they're changing men's healthcare by providing you with access to affordable sexual health treatments from the comfort of your own couch. It's entirely online, no need for uncomfortable doctor visits. No insurance is needed, and one low price covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. So start your free online visit today at hims.com/talkin. That's hims.com/talkin for your personalized ED treatment options. The products mentioned are chewable compound products which are not approved by or verified for safety and effectiveness by the FDA. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details. And importantly, safety information. Subscription required. Prices vary based on product and subscription plan. Trev?
What'd you say?
Bang.
Yeah, I got a little. My jaw got a little loose by the end. That can help with your hymns too.
This is a silly pick because I don't think I'm going to get any points for this.
Nice.
Because
Sounds good.
Sounds like my kind of pick.
well, he's changing teams. I think that counts, but there's no accolades. And no way, I can predict the years. Okay, I'm going to go with Sasaki coming over from. They announced that he's going to be posted.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Roki Sasaki's in there for me. I think he's going to go to the Dodgers. I don't see how he doesn't. I think there's just everything works out. It makes sense for him marketing wise to go there. The Dodgers are going to continue to be a Japanese hub. That's just the bottom line. The years, because he's posting early, he has to go through like pre-arb and do that whole thing. So what do I put for years? 0?
Yeah, that's
like,
how
how
do
do
you
you
tough
do that?
one.
Great question, Trev.
I think you pick the years, and then when you miss, you get 0 points.
No, there's no years to be had. He's just in the organization.
I think you guess however long you think he'll be there, and then we'll retroactively go back and we'll update the
10
scores
years.
7 years from now. Yeah.
Well, we could prorate the points. So for every year that he's there.
I think you should just give me the 5 points for that.
God.
I mean, I found a loophole. What, you can't find loopholes in the
He's
system?
sadly
Welcome
a
to
Yankee
America, baby.
anyway, so we'll just keep it moving.
Oh, boy.
No, so 0 years.
But 0 years.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I won the years thing, but he's going to the Dodgers. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
That's serious, though. How do we give him points? How the hell do we give you 5 points for going 0
I mean,
years?
Because I
I'll
found a
say
loophole in the
this.
Is it
system.
technically
I'll say
6
this.
years?
Roki to the Dodgers is as clear cut as anything in this draft. So I think you just sacrifice the years because you're probably going to get that pick right.
I don't know.
I
I
found a
think there's
loophole
one
and
other
I'm
team.
exposing it, and I get. Yeah, sorry.
I think there's one
don't
other
get to, like,
team that is in
negotiate
serious
years.
play.
okay.
Seriously.
Padres?
Stop.
Yeah.
Yes. Yu Darvish is his mentor.
Dude, he just
Hideo
saw
Nomo.
Yamamoto and Otani hoisting up the freaking trophy, dude. Like, he's going to LA.
He's 23.
Yeah, dude, but you ever take
Yeah,
the
we don't know where
5
that-
down the 405, head down to San Diego?
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
Just take the 5 the whole way, bro.
Yeah, you take the 5.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Let's see here.
Trev has a 12 and a 0 in his years column.
That's why it's the best in the
Wait,
biz
can
for a
I
reason.
give Jack Flaherty 4 years?
What is-
Retroactive
okay.
4 years for
Wait,
Flaherty.
we can change
Big
years?
change. Sure.
I want to
Really?
change. I'm changing Shane Bieber to 3. I've been looking at that 4, and
Wow.
it doesn't seem realistic.
What? I mean, we're just letting
Yeah,
him go
we're
back.
allowed. I'm taking
Fuck
advantage.
it.
Wow, you guys are
What?
interesting.
Okay.
Just change on
That's
the
not the word he had first.
Rose, I mean, there's just as much of a chance that they get the contracts
wrong-
they get. Yeah. So
Yeah.
why not?
Okay. All right. Fine. Good.
Get off
I
my
can't
back,
wait.
Dad.
I can't wait
Get out
till
my
Jack
room.
Flaherty signs for 3 and Shane Bieber signs for 4.
Yeah.
It's going to be freaking awesome. It's going to be the best part of this show until this pick. The Baltimore Orioles, quiet in free agency, and we think that they don't need much help in their everyday lineup because they have so many guys that have grown up through the system. This is the year that Elias starts trading those guys after years of just clutching and grabbing and hanging on. So there's going to be some vacancies on this team. So they're going to need a little right-handed pop, right? Teoscar Hernandez.
Wow.
He is moving cross country. He had tears flowing at the parade because the Dodgers believed in him and gave him that chance. Well, now he'll have the water flowing every time he nails an extra base hit at Camden Yards. For the next 3 years, Teoscar Hernandez will be calling the Charm City home.
Wow. Well delivered. I was gonna put him back in L.A., but I don't.
Me too. I think he's going to stay in LA.
He was the one I had the
Me
toughest
too,
time
but
with.
it's not nearly as fun.
Rosie, I really like that fit. The only thing is that Teoscar, I think he pulled like 25 of his home runs last year, and that left field is not going to be good for that.
Doubles count too.
That's true.
Doubles count too.
Homers
John.
count
they
for more,
count,
though.
yeah, just half
What?
the slugging percentage, but sure.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you want to
I
be a doubles
understand
guy,
that.
that's
Half.
fine.
It's no big deal.
No math today.
Okay. I think I'm going to play the re-sign game again, just because this guy's still here, and this one feels not obvious, but like it just makes a ton of sense. I have Jerks and Profar going back to the Padres. I just pulled these numbers because I can't believe them. With the Padres, he's played 517 games, 8.3 WAR, 113 OPS plus. Not with the Padres in his career, 600 games, 0.1 WAR, 84 OPS plus. Profar is the best version of himself when he's in the brown and gold. He's very clearly very important to that clubhouse. They kind of championed him, especially earlier in the season where he was on that MVP type pace. He's going to get a bigger deal, but I do think that they'll be able to work something out because I think they kind of need each other, if I'm being honest. And, you know, Padres are kind of back to square one with their outfield problems. If they don't bring him back, they have a hole to fill there. Give me Profar going home.
How many years?
Ooh, forgot that's part of this game. Give me a 4-year deal for Jerks and Profar. I think he earned that.
Oh,
Well, it doesn't matter because in about 10 minutes you can go change it anyway.
That's true. So if I think twice about it,
oh my
how old is
gosh.
he? He's only
He's like
32.
31 or something, 32.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. That he's more valuable there than everywhere else because he is a tough evaluation. In 2023, he was one of the worst players in Major League Baseball statistically.
Until he
and
went
then
to the
last
Padres.
year, he was off the charts, and now, yeah, I think he fits. But somebody's definitely running a risk with giving him a long-term deal. But I think San Diego's willing to do it. I think it's a good spot. Good.
Good stuff, Jal. Man. Okay. Oh yeah, I found it.
Yeah.
I found it. Well, one, Jolly, I've been telling you this all year, and I believe it, and I think it's Tom Glavine 2.0.
Yeah, really?
I don't think Corbin is going to sign with the Mets. I don't know why I'm not locked into it. I don't know. I'm honestly not sure. But I think Max Fried in the division, run it back. You lock up that lefty for a long time. Some of his stats are so silly. I think he has a career like 315 or something like that. Like he's awesome. He's handsome. Get him in the city. The Mets get their big fish at the top. Max Fried for 7.
I think that's what it has to
7.
be. I think Fried gets the longest
7.
of the deals. I think I
7
agree with you.
years.
Can I ask you where you think Burns is going?
It's tricky because I don't know. Like, did the Orioles pony up and do it? Like, I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I think it's that or Dodgers.
Like, are LA sickos or like I don't know. Like, teams are obviously going to be in on Corbin Burns. I'm honestly not sure. Saw some Red Sox stuff on the internet
That's what
today.
Dalton
They
just
don't.
passed to me. I don't know if
I don't. They don't
that.
pay anymore. I don't know.
Plouffe, where'd you have Fried going?
I like the Mets pick. I think the Dodgers will be interested in him, but I also think the Dodgers aren't gonna. I think they'll go after Sasaki and then say, dude, we have like a shit ton of starting pitchers that are coming back. Like they have like so many bodies there. I don't think that they would commit. If they get Sasaki, I think that's going to be all that they do in the starting pitching market, in my opinion, because they just have so many bodies that, like there's no certainty. But you can only have so many guys. So you can't.
I just think Stearns is a Burns guy. I feel like that's what he's going to go for.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, they got the wallet. They got Stearns. They need pitching, which is why you just hit the daily double.
2 Mets?
2. I'm going back-to-back Mets because they need starting pitchers. Like it's Senga and Peterson right now.
Yeah.
Shout out Paul Blackburn, Trev's guy. But this one's just fun. I have no belief in it. I think you guys might shoot it down quick. But I'm, playing the GM game and playing the media game. The Mets can have some fun with this. And so I've liked the Max Fried fit for a while. Why not bring in a little moxie? Walker Buehler.
Oh, I love
to the New York Mets. Dude, you're telling me you want to start getting spring training, the hype train? You got Walker Buehler, Max Fried. We're changing the Mets. Give me Walker Buehler for
2, right?
3.
3?
Yeah. Pay that man.
That part
He
I
is
don't love.
clearly an Atlanta Brave.
No,
clearly an Atlanta Brave.
Ooh,
I like that
Walker
pick a
Buehler.
lot. Culture change. You got to bring in a World Series champ.
I said San Diego, and man, I think he fits so freaking good there. And people are freaking out about that.
There's
but,
no way Buehler becomes a Padre. There's no way.
Dude, he'd be perfect for that team.
That's not what it's about,
my
though.
Gosh,
I was gonna suck up to my LA friends and get back on their good side with Teoscar back to LA, but now I'll send Walker. Come on to the big city, man. Let's
It's interesting.
go.
It's interesting.
I don't mind that. I don't mind it.
I had him going to the Cubs.
3 years though.
Cubs.
I don't
I
think
had
the
him going
Cubs
to
are
the
going to
Cubs.
spend. I feel like they're just, I don't know. Cubs are weird for
Dude,
me.
3 years. Like, I mean, it depends what Walker wants to do,
I'm
right?
in.
But like,
I'm in on that. I would give him 3 years. I
it's
would
like
give him
when
Yeah.
did we start getting scared about 3 years? Like I understand the pool holes, the 15, 20 years. 3
Yeah.
years for Walker Buehler. Why not?
I like it, Jake. Back-to-back Mets, huh?
Mets, baby.
Wow.
And it's back to John.
Yeah.
Oh.
Back to me. I got 3 very weird names and placements, but I did some research, so I want to be confident in them. Rosie, I was tough on your Santander pick because I don't think outside of the bat, which is obviously the draw, I don't see that fit for the Royals. I still think
It's risky.
it's risky. I have a much lower risk option for them that I think makes more sense in their outfield.
Michael Conforto.
No, but didn't think about him. This guy had a great year last year amidst some injuries, and I think he's going to get probably a solid 2-year deal. Tyler O'Neill, I have him going back to Missouri, but for the Royals this time for
I
2
like that.
big reasons. One, the Royals were very bad against left-handed pitching last year. They had an 84 team weighted runs created plus. It was bottom 5 in baseball. I don't know if you've seen O'Neill's righty-lefty splits. They are absurd. He had a 693 OPS against righties and a 1.180 against lefties. So one, you can solve that problem with a big bat in the middle of your lineup. You can get MJ Melendez out of left field and put him at DH and upgrade defensively that position a ton. And then, like you said before, their outfield offensive production was not good. And O'Neill hit 30 home runs last year. So he had a really, really solid year. You just hope that he doesn't get injured, and you probably have to give him that extra year. So give me a 2-year deal. Royals, Tyler O'Neill.
Yeah, that's the thing. The only thing is the massive splits that scared me on putting him on a team where I think they're going to need his bat more significantly than just against lefties.
Sure. He probably wants to be an
I-
everyday player, too.
Well, yeah, great. Well, I want to be the lead in a movie. I don't think that's happening anytime
Oh.
soon.
Don't
But I get
never
it.
say never. Come on.
I get it.
I watched Mr. 3000 the other day.
Did you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
good flick.
Yeah, it was good. It was solid. That was fun to film.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac did not come on. We didn't shoot that with him It wasn't real. That was him taped.
Movie
Oh.
magic.
Yeah, so we just had to hit the timing.
Trev, what do you know about being in a Hollywood movie?
I was in a couple TV shows as an extra, like a baseball player when I was young.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I was in the movie Rebound with Martin Lawrence.
Yeah. I
still-
forgot.
I still get
never
87
knew.
cent residual checks for that one. Okay, so I guess we're back over to me. As you'll notice, there's a common thread with each of my 5 picks, and that is bonus points are involved, right? Burns, All-Star, Cy Young Award winner, Alonso, Rookie of the Year, All-Star, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm.
And usually that blows up in my face when I do that. So why not just continue down Landmine Road? We are going to take an all-star from last year who actually got traded mid-season in Tanner Scott. He was excellent. Now, the problem is, where do I put him? Because who couldn't use a left-hander that is just dominant and had Shohei tied in knots during the playoffs? Are the San Francisco Giants under Buster Posey making any moves that are worthwhile? They can't go out and get a guy who had a qualifying offer because they don't want to give up draft picks. And it just doesn't make sense because I don't think they're a playoff team, but I do think Buster Posey understands you have to build a bullpen in order to be successful. He caught those guys in 10, 12, and 14, and that's why he's a 3-time World Series champion. So I think he needs a guy that's dependable down there. I think that Duvall ends up getting traded to save a little money there. So for the next 3 years, Tanner Scott is a San Francisco Giant, or he will be traded at some point to help a contender.
Really like that pick.
I didn't know where to put Tanner Scott either,
I didn't
because you think, hey, the Dodgers would like to scoop him up so he can't face Ohtani.
Yeah.
You think Padres would want to keep him there so he can face Ohtani, but it doesn't seem likely. It seems like another team will come in there, get there, because he is going to demand some cash, dude.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a big deal. I'm happy for him, but I mean, didn't the Giants just go out and say that they're going to have to slash payroll?
Yes, they did, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they can't operate in free agency. I think it means that they're going to end
For a
up trading.
reliever, that's the only.
I know, but the nice thing about relievers is that if they're not working on your team, meaning your team's not successful, you can always
Sure.
trade guys.
Okay.
So that was my thought process there.
Nice,
Thanks, Rosie.
Like that a lot.
I think the reason I lose in these drafts all the time is I just put what I want to happen, not like what's probably going to happen. I've just started to realize that, because I'm going to put another guy in a team and I don't think this is actually going to happen, but I want it to happen. Okay. Jake, where do the Milwaukee Brewers get their pitching from?
Cuba?
Korea. You just go to, hey,
Korea,
you pitch in
excuse
Korea?
me.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
You come over here. We'll fix
KBO?
you.
Yep.
3 year. We'll give you 3 years, 15 mil total, and then come over. I'm gonna put a Korean star on their team. I'm gonna put Ha-Sung Kim on the Milwaukee Brewers.
I
Joey,
thought you
go
were doing
good.
last
stay
time.
at third.
Yeah.
Stay at third base.
Love it.
Again, they value team defense. I just, it's a fit for me. I think this is kind of the way they operate. These are going to be smaller deals. So Christian Walker, 3 years. Ha-Sung Kim, I got to put the amount of years, man. I don't think it's going to be long. I don't want to. Do I do 2 or 3?
3.
2 years. Let's go 2 years for Ha-Sung Kim in Milwaukee, and it's just fun for me. It's fun for me, man. Christian Walker, Bryce Terang, Ha-Sung Kim, Joey Ortiz as your infield. I love it, man. I think that's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the one problem is that he just had surgery and he's probably going to have a delayed start to the season. So, but
They're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to win 90-something games. They know
but
that.
I think it makes sense. I think that's a good pick, Ploof. Can't wait to see what you do with your next one.
When you did your Walker
Yeah,
thing, I thought you were talking about Ha-Sung Kim, so I'm glad you came back around and picked him. It's good.
I appreciate that. Hum.
I daydreamed Ha-Sung Kim to Milwaukee too, for everything that was just said. The other one that would be a fun dark horse and like eyes wide open. What if the Nats? Like, hey, CJ Abrams,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you gotta figure it out. Or
I thought
move
Willie
to,
I thought Willie Adames there too.
Ha-Sung Kim, an excellent poker player.
Okay.
Look at that.
I thought
Yeah.
Bregman. Now.
Team,
Okay.
good team
Actually, I just
flights.
made that up. I made that
Fun
up.
team flights.
I don't know that.
Trev?
I'm kind of searching here now because we're getting
Seems
down
like it.
to, you know,
A lot of
I'm
guys.
going to put the mercenary on a team right now. So I'm going to put Jock Peterson on a team.
Nice.
That's my next pick.
Was it?
Yeah, it was my next pick. Don't do twins.
Don't do twins.
do
I'm
twins.
not.
Don't
I'm
do
trust me,
twins.
I
Get
don't
a
think
twinkle in
anyone's
your
going
eye.
to
Don't
the
do
They don't
twins.
qualify for this tournament.
Back to Detroit.
I think what we saw separate some teams in the postseason was like bench depth, platoon depth, which I think is what Jock Peterson is. I think he's going, he's a platoon guy. I think he can come off the bench in games where he's not starting. So I thought we saw that quite often in get exposed in the playoffs. So this team, and again, I just think the attitude and everything fits, and I would love to see him celebrate down there in Slam Diego. Jock Peterson to the Padres on a 1-year deal.
The tour of the NL West.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
what
think they've
he's gonna do, man.
I don't know either, but in my mind, I think about these Moxie Kings going to the Padres, dude. Like, he's hearing all these people say the best team was the San Diego Padres. He loves obviously playing in the NL West. I think he has a home. I believe he has a home in LA. So this is kind of, not too bad for him and his family. So Jock Peterson to the Padres, 1 year.
I had Seattle.
Maybe he
there.
sneaks out a 2-year. I don't know.
Okay. We're just going to continue on with the theme, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Guy who made the
Who's
All-Star
one of the
team.
Tigers?
No, I'm not sending. I don't send everybody to the Tigers. Just guys who played there a decade ago. That's all. So Jeff Hoffman, our lasting
Okay.
images of Jolly's team taking it to him
Wow.
in the playoffs.
Good pitcher.
He actually had a very, very good season. Very good season. And I think he's going to reap the benefits of that. He's still in his early 30s. So he too can get a 3-year deal. I like that for bullpen guys that have established themselves at some point. And I think that the Boston Red Sox are going to make a play for him. Just think he fits up there. He's reliable. He's not the full-time closer, although he got 10 saves last year while the Phillies were still trying to figure out exactly who their guy was. And I just think he's a good piece to have. And I don't think anybody has anyone going to Boston. I think the Red Sox will be, I wouldn't call them active in the free agent market, but they're going to dip their toe in the pool. And it's the Jeff Hoffman pool. Come on over.
He looks like a Red Sox.
He does look like
You
a
pull up
Red
his
Sox.
baseball reference right now. He looks like a Red Sox.
They need
Yeah.
innings.
Yeah, they got to make him a starter because that's been floated a little bit. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't think so. I do not think so. I think you keep a guy where he's been reliable.
I like that pick, Rosie.
Yeah. I didn't know he was a former top 10 pick. I forgot that.
Do you want me to leave Glaber for you?
Your call, man.
'Cause Glaber's the last name on the big board for me, and I have no idea. I have literally no clue. So I just wanted to float that in case someone wants to, drum up something.
I was trying. I don't know.
It feels weird that he wouldn't be included, so one of us has to take him. So we'll figure it out. So Jock Peterson to the Mariners was my next pick. So I'm going to pivot a little bit here. Yeah. Okay. Trevor, we're going to talk about your Twins for a sec. But not in the way that you're thinking. Don't worry. They're not.
Okay,
they're
yeah,
not
okay,
getting
yeah.
anybody.
Sure.
They're losing
Max
somewhere
Kepler,
in this
huh?
scenario.
Max
Kepler is the guy I want to talk about next because he's coming off
Love
a down
him.
year. The year before, he was great. He's a solid defender out in right field. And I'm trying to think of teams that are going to look for lower cost options, kind of make that, 1-year deal and then call it quits. And there's one team that does that every year to the dismay of me and all the fans of their team because they have a solid core and their ownership just refuses to invest in it in a big way. Max Kepler feels like such a Pirates move, in my opinion. I feel like he deserves a major league deal still. I don't know how many great teams are willing to offer him that spot and a shot at everyday playing time. But the past 2 years, the Pirates have made one-year deal. They did Carlos Santana 2 years ago. They did Rowdy Tellez last year. I think they do Max Kepler this year on a 1-year deal. right field was pretty bad for them last year. They were the second worst offensive team at a right field. Only the Rockies were worse in terms of WRC plus. Their defense in right field was the worst in baseball by far, negative 13 OAA. So Max Kepler is an obvious defensive upgrade there. I don't think they're going to spend big because the Pirates never spend big. And they have Brian De La Cruz from the trade deadline that they can pair with Kepler as like a righty-lefty platoon because Kepler has better numbers against right-handed pitching. So I just feel like that fit makes a lot of sense. And the Pirates have to do something, right? We can't just do nothing after, the great first half they had last year. Give me Kepler to the Pirates.
Doing nothing is crazy. Max Kepler, I think will be so it'll benefit him greatly with a change of scenery.
I think so too.
So if the Pirates do end up making this move that you're talking about, and I don't know what to expect of the Pirates next year, no idea. I think he could be on the move at the trade deadline. He's a very serviceable player, a guy that can really help teams. He's got all the tools. I think he got burnt out in Minnesota. I really do, man. I think he wasn't challenged there. I think that he needed different voices to challenge him. I just don't think that ever happened. So if he goes somewhere, I think we might see a different Max Kepler next year.
I just checked I didn't realize he played 10 years in Minnesota. He's been
He
around.
signed when he was like 16 years old
It's
with
nuts.
the Twins. He's been there his entire life. Again, I don't want to say he was just comfortable there, but he needed to be pushed in a different way.
Do you have a career WAR guess on Max Kepler?
Ooh.
22.
Oh, sounds high.
Anyone else?
His defense.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd put him in the 20s yet.
You
I think I'd go like 18 and a half.
20.7. 20.7.
20.7.
Yeah, like more than like Kepler's a great. I think that whoever gets him on this 1-year deal is going to be very happy.
I thought he could demand if he would have like finished last year and had a decent year, I could have seen like a 3-year 30 for this guy. I really could have.
I mean, Yankees fans in this office were daydreaming trades for him for a while.
For years that's what it was. Yankees, Max Kepler.
All right, Jakey's last two.
Yeah, let me you know what? I'll take the Glaber pill. Why not? He's interesting. I think he is a crazy case of if he signs with an organization that is one of the top 5 orgs in your head, you're going to be like, damn, they're going to tap into that guy. He's going to grow the goatee, and he's going to have an 825 OPS next year. If he signs with one of the organizations you consider bottom 5, I think we're going to be like, oh, enjoy that. I'm going to split the gap. I think Gleyber Torres is the next generation's Wilmer Flores, and I think the Giants run it back.
Wow.
I think Gleyber goes to the Giants. He can be one of their best hitters. I got it down to actually Giants and Padres in my head. Padres have a little Yankees West going on. I say the Giants, as they're retooling this thing, you put them in and you hope for the best. They're always looking for hitting. Gleyber Torres, 3 years in the Bay. Chapman, Elliot Ramos, Torres, Jung-Hoo Lee is back. Let's go, Giants.
Tyler Fitzgerald, say his name.
Say his name. T-Fitz. Does he have a nickname? I don't know. And then the final round, boys. We're almost here.
Wow.
It's brought
Who's
to you
it brought
by
to us by?
Under 5'10", Trev. You know all about that.
Not brought me.
Well, you've got people in your life who are under 5'10".
I will buy under 5'10" for my friends.
And it's I'm wearing their joggers right now. They have everything. Chinos, button-down shirts, hoodies, all of it. Hey, tell my short kings out there, the pair of pants you wear, the bottom of them isn't supposed to rip up. It's not supposed to drag on the ground. It turns out we're just short. Under 5'10". Kind of my best outfits are under 5'10" now because it's clothes that's built for my height. How about that? So if you're looking to get in the under 5'10" game, they've got a $10 off coupon for you. So head over to under510.com/talkinbaseball. Get $10 off your first order. Try it out, guys. It's literally built for you. God. Final round. let's see. Do I chase some reliever points? No, I'm not about that life. Man, there's one starting pitcher. We're using the same sheet that I had a fun team, but I don't believe in it. So I'm gonna do something I will believe in, and I'll turn it into an ad for our Talkin' Yanks offseason episode that's coming up this week. I think there's a switch hitting Gleyber Torres that I think the Yankees are gonna like. Jorge Polanco's a free agent, and he's kind of hitting the market at the wrong time. He's got to wash the Seattle off of him a little bit. And I think with the short porch at the stadium, a switch hitting second baseman who might make, defensively, he's not a standout, but it might be the right person to follow in New York. Jorge Polanco to the Yanks. Let's do two. Let's do two.
I like that
a value
lot.
2-year deal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like Jorge Polanco to the Yanks a lot. I'm a big Polo guy.
He's far and away the best cross-eyed player I've ever seen at the major league level.
Trev's
Jeez.
offended. Trev's
What a-
offended.
Well, I'm amazed by it.
Did you buy him his first suit, Trev? Or is that someone else?
I did buy him his first suit. I did.
You did?
Yeah, I did. He's an excellent person, by the way. Just standout
right.
individual. So can't say that for all you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Low blow. Come on.
You used to be jolly. This fame
Yeah.
Are you thinking about floorball again? Are we
Fame
living in
has got me.
floorball? Living in floorball. What happened to humble?
I
Trev?
can't wait to body check you again. You did to me actually in floorball.
Okay, well, if you're getting
And
bodied,
you didn't even get a
by-
penalty.
If you're getting bodied by 5'8", 180, you got to look yourself in the mirror a little bit,
Jolly's brought to you by Under 5'10".
I love under
turns out.
5'10".
I think I wore under 5'10" at the warehouse actually.
Oh,
Pants.
nice.
Where's your last pick, Jol? Do you have a home for Kikuchi? Because I don't.
I thought about it, man. I really don't. So I'll leave that to the other guys if they want him. I got kind of a funky one that I think the people will like. Yanks losing a lot of bullpen going into this offseason. They're losing Canely, Holmes, Loizaga, and Tim Hill. So they got spots available. I think they've learned from the past of like spending big money on the bullpen, but I've seen them dish out, a 1-year deal or two here or there. And I thought this is kind of a fan pick a little bit because I think it would be nice. I think it would be really cool if in his age 40 season, coming off yet another great year where he had a 3 ERA and a 12.4 K per 9, by the way, if David Robertson finished his career back where he started, going back to the Bronx. I think they could use a guy that was on the 09 team, however little you may think that matters. I think someone with winning prestige coming home to the Yankees could be beneficial for them and the guys in that pen. I don't think Clay Holmes is coming back, so I think they'll allocate that money somewhere else. Give me David Robertson, 1-year deal, New York Yankees.
It's good.
All Yankees final round?
No.
Well, yes, because
What?
I will continue that
No
with
way.
Clay
Go.
Holmes.
You have him going back?
No, I'm just saying that
Okay.
he at least has a Yankee story.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think that they've had enough of him up there. Although I thought he did a remarkable job once he was demoted out of that to not only say, okay, you know what, I'll gravitate toward whatever role they're going to give me, but actually excel. I thought he did a very, very good job
Yes, he
finding
did.
that. And I think that that's part of what he's going to be moving forward in Baltimore's bullpen. Now,
Ooh.
some people will say it's too heavy, from the right side. Batista likely coming back by the beginning of this year and Cano over there. And I understand that. But I just think the more arms you have out there, the better. And also the fact that you can have multiple guys that can close, that have had closing experience. And most of it was very good for Clay Holmes in New York. Most of it was. This year was a disaster in that 9th inning. And I thought Aaron Boone and whatever decision makers left him out to dry too long before finding his rightful place. So I think the fact that he can pitch anywhere in a leverage situation, has experience in the playoffs, is good. And I think that he gets a 2-year deal from the Baltimore Orioles.
Okay.
I want Clay Holmes to go to the Twins and be a starter. So that's my fan fiction.
Good luck.
Why can't we do that? Every other relievers, everyone. If you want a 4-year deal, just say I'll be a starter for you.
I sneaky like the Dodgers getting in on Clay and just showing the Yankees that, hey, we know how to use this just a little bit.
Well, because they'll have an infield defense behind him. Yeah,
I don't like the place you went to for that pick. I don't.
Yeah.
Come on, you're getting dark on me.
I'm. Look, guys, it's late in the game. We just need 1 point, and you guys are giving me the lane for the layup right here. So I'm taking it. That's basketball knowledge for you right there.
Wow,
My son
what do you
decided
got?
to
Thanks,
play it.
man.
I have no idea.
Name 10
Blake
NBA players.
Trinan. Blake Trinan is going to be. He's the next Clayton Kershaw. He should be not even allowed to be picked in this draft because he's going to go back to the Dodgers on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, that's good.
Think so?
Thought you were gonna
Way
do.
to-
I think so.
Iglesias.
Way to end the show on a wet fart.
I'm sorry, guys. That's what it is. Hey, Luis Severino to what? To who?
The
I
Mets.
think he's going to take
He's
the
taking the
qualifying.
qualifying.
They're taking the qualifying offer.
21
I do too.
mil is. I thought about doing that, but
Who's
that
the-
felt kind of whatever.
Who's the other guy? Pavetta, I think, might take the qualifying offer too.
Who was the biggest
everyone should
name that we
consider it.
didn't find a home for outside of the qualifying offer?
Probably
guys?
Sevi, or you say Kikuchi.
Man, by talent and performance, I think it's Kikuchi.
Mhm.
I don't know what his market's gonna look.
Otherwise, we cleared the board pretty good. I mean, there's some like fun players out there, like your Jesse Winkers and a couple others in the relievers.
Wait, let's all do one because I know we got to wrap, but let's do one fun pick, not for points,
Ooh,
that you
okay.
had them going somewhere that people would be interested in.
Did we already picked it or already
no.
picked?
No, somebody that's left on your sheet that you said, okay, well, if we did 10 rounds, I would have had him going somewhere. Does everybody have an extra guy? Because I do.
I got like a really
You
weird
started
one.
off, Rosie.
I've got the weirdest one ever. I had Jose Quintana
Oh, let's see.
going multiple years to the Chicago White Sox because they
outta here.
need
No.
innings.
That's gross.
And they were going
That's
to
gross.
trade him. They were going to flip him in the middle of the year, but I didn't have the balls to pull it off. So,
Wow.
He was on my
anybody
sheet.
else have?
I had Reds for him just because, like, I don't know. Might as well.
Anybody have any other fun ones?
I had one really weird one that I kind of dreamt up, and I could see him in the uniform. I have Eloy Jimenez, who got, I think, his option declined by the Orioles. I have him going to Oakland and being the DH there, or not being the DH, but playing left field there.
Party of one in Oakland. So you have them going to Sacramento?
Or yeah,
Thank
I
you.
didn't want to bring that into the.
They're not the
program.
Sacramento A's. They're not the.
They're the
Oakland
A's.
A's.
They're just the
The
A's.
But he is
Yeah.
playing in Sacramento.
They are playing their games, and I think they actually want you to call it East Sacramento. They designated a direction to call Sacramento as well. I forget which one it is.
Go
Being-
Kings.
How about we determine what we call you as fans? How about that?
My bonus one to get a little blood flowing for Trev. Kyle Gibson. He goes to the Nets.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
bring all those young kids under his arm, teach them the ropes. It was kind of
Well, I
what we were
did- I
talking
think
about
you
with
should've
Carlos
picked that.
Santana.
I like that pick a lot, actually.
The thing is, Gibby can go anywhere. He'll collect his 12
Anywhere.
mil, and he'll rub it in Trev's face by not saying a word.
Dude,
Anybody
I
in
want
your-
Gibby going to like the opposite of that would be Gibby going to the Padres and having to be around swag cans every day. Dude, like, can you imagine? All of a sudden, Gibby comes out. He's got a chain. He's pitching. Like, starts to get some tats. I'm like, whoa!
Gibby.
I don't have anybody.
Trev,
else.
anyone
Alright, you guys-
anyone going to the Twins? Anyone at all?
Who gets
That's
JD
right.
Martinez, Trev?
He's your
I
guy.
love me some JD Martin and Justin Turner too.
Twins.
Twins.
I
Make him a
don't
pitcher.
know if I want to hit to right center there. That's not a great spot for right center.
That's
That's
true.
what JD Martinez thinks about. Anybody going to the Twins? Yeah, I'm assuming they're going to do some sort of bullpen BS. Dude,
Okay.
they're not going to be active.
Kirby
they
Yates,
don't know.
Minnesota Twin.
They're doing Major League Baseball's producing the local TV rights. It's there. It's not good. It's not good.
All right. Well, let's not end it on a sad story. This was fun. You know, when I dreamt up the show, this is what I dreamt right here was trying to get everybody in Trev's cell phone a new home. So
Hey, I got
hopefully we have
one more
Okay.
nice prompt. We can end on
What
a
do you got?
better note. I want everyone to go around and pick your favorite pick from someone else's
Okay,
team.
Jolly.
Ooh, okay.
Teacher Jolly coming out.
That's right. That's right.
Stop giving me homework, dude.
Yeah, Trev's exhausted.
I have another show after this.
Yeah, we do.
Man,
I've got
dude.
2 more. I've got 2 more I have to do.
I'll say Walker Buehler to the Mets was my favorite pick.
Oh, that
wasn't
got
mine.
you going, John.
I liked it. I could see it.
All right, well let's leave them to the side. I love Tyler O'Neill at KC. I'd
Thanks,
lock
man.
that in.
Thanks,
Big
man.
outfield potential.
Let's see here.
Trev Verlander.
Rosie's only been staring at his own board.
No, yeah, I know. I don't even know who's going where. Carlos Santana to Washington makes sense for me. I'm in.
I'll say something nice about somebody. Let's think. Let's see here.
There we go.
Look how much pain he's in.
I like Polo to the Yanks.
Nobody likes any of Chris Rose's pick. Good note to end it
mine.
on.
That's
Or
fine.
mine.
I don't either. I don't like
You guys
mine
know you love Christian Walker in Milwaukee.
It's interesting. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you, mostly Chris Rose. This was
No.
his dream.
This is a team effort.
Jolly.
And Dalton and BBD.
Trev, let us know. King BBD on it. Dalton, let us know where you got people signing.
Yeah, we need comments. Who's got the best team? Who's got the best team?
Which team do you like?
Yeah, let's go.
Weight.
Best and worst picks. We want to hear it all.
Under 5
First